December's second week brings more than a chill. There's a growing buzz among meteorologists as models hint at a major East Coast winter storm for the weekend. All eyes are on the I-95 corridor, from DC to Boston, where a powerful system could bring heavy snow, strong winds, and widespread disruption. These storms can halt daily life, close schools, and create travel chaos. For meteorologists, the challenge is immense, analyzing data, interpreting atmospheric dynamics, and communicating evolving risks. The weekend of December 13th and 14th is now circled as a Clipper system prepares to redevelop into a formidable offshore storm. With models now in agreement, confidence is high. A classic nor'easter is likely, just as holiday travel and commerce peak. Understanding this threat and preparing now is crucial as we track every shift in the storm's path to keep you safe. A major East Coast winter storm is often known as a nor'easter, a term that conjures images of swirling snow, howling winds, and cities blanketed in white. These storms are legendary for their intensity and the chaos they can unleash on millions of people living along the Atlantic seaboard. The name comes from the fierce northeasterly winds that batter the coastline, driving snow and icy rain sideways, and making even a short walk outside a challenge. These powerful storms form when a low-pressure system moves off the coast and intensifies over the warm waters of the Gulf Stream. Here, the clash between moist, mild ocean air and frigid Arctic air plunging down from Canada creates the perfect recipe for explosive storm development. As the system strengthens, it draws in more moisture and energy, fueling heavy precipitation and strong winds. The result is often dramatic: prolific snowfall that can pile up in just hours, blizzard conditions with near-zero visibility, and widespread power outages as heavy, wet snow and relentless winds topple trees and power lines. Neighborhoods can be plunged into darkness, and emergency crews work around the clock to restore power and clear roads. Along the coast, the danger doesn't end with snow. Storm surges can flood streets and erode beaches, while icy waves crash onto the shoreline. Travel grinds to a halt as airports close, highways become impassable, and entire cities slow to a crawl under the storm's grip. This particular storm is classified as a Miller B nor'easter. It begins as a weak low-pressure system inland, but as it reaches the coast near the Carolinas or Virginia, it rapidly intensifies into a powerful coastal low, drawing energy from the Atlantic and transforming into a true winter giant. The exact track of this low-pressure system is absolutely critical. A shift of just 50 miles north or south can mean the difference between a crippling blizzard and a cold, soaking rain for major cities like New York, Philadelphia, or Washington, D.C. The stakes are high for millions. That's why meteorologists and forecasters obsess over every new data point, every computer model update, and every subtle shift in the atmosphere. The smallest change in temperature or wind direction can alter the outcome for entire regions, making forecasting these coastal giants both a science and an art. Meteorologists rely on advanced computer models, mathematical simulations run by supercomputers, to forecast the future. The American GFS and European ECMWF models are the industry's titans, each processing global data to predict temperature, wind, and precipitation. We look for agreement between these models. When both show a major storm, our confidence soars. Just days ago, the models disagreed. One showed a weak system, another a glancing blow. Now both predict a strong Miller B nor'easter tracking up the coast, bringing significant snow to the I-95 corridor. Each new model run incorporates the latest data, refining the forecast and allowing us to track trends in storm strength and path. This constant analysis is the heart of operational forecasting. As the models converge, we move from uncertainty to actionable warnings. Earlier this week, the weekend forecast looked uneventful, with models hinting at a weak system or rain for the coast. That changed dramatically as new data arrived. Both the GFS and ECMWF locked onto a classic nor'easter scenario, with a strong coastal low tracking closer to land. This shift places the I-95 corridor in the storm's coldest sector, where heavy snow is most likely. When both major models agree, forecasters escalate their messaging from possibility to probability. In just 36 hours, we move from uncertainty to high confidence in a high-impact winter storm. Now the focus is on pinpointing where the heaviest snow bands will set up and how much will fall. Preparation is urgent. Severe winter weather is likely this weekend. With the nor'easter's track solidifying, meteorologists and emergency officials are now closely monitoring the regions at greatest risk. The storm's path is becoming clearer, and communities from the mid-Atlantic up through New England are preparing for significant impacts. Impacts begin late Friday in the mid-Atlantic, Northern Virginia, D.C., Maryland, and Delaware, where a few degrees can mean the difference between a cold rain, a wintry mix, or a heavy accumulating snow. Residents in these areas should expect rapidly changing conditions, with roads quickly becoming slick and hazardous as temperatures drop. As the storm intensifies overnight, heavy snow spreads into eastern Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and up through New York City and Long Island. Here, blizzard conditions are possible, with strong winds whipping the snow into near whiteout visibility. Travel will become extremely difficult, and those who must be out should use extreme caution. By Saturday, southern New England, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts should brace for major snowfall and strong winds, likely causing power outages and dangerous travel. The combination of heavy, wet snow and gusty winds could bring down tree limbs and power lines, leaving some communities in the dark for hours or even days. The exact placement of the heaviest snow bands remains uncertain, with mesoscale banding potentially dropping 2 to 3 inches per hour in some spots. These narrow bands can lead to dramatic differences in snowfall totals over short distances, making local forecasts especially challenging. Areas on the storm's fringes may see a mix of snow, sleet, or rain, reducing totals. For some, this means less shoveling, but it also brings the risk of icy roads and slippery sidewalks, so caution is still needed even where snow amounts are lower. Local crews are already preparing plows and salt trucks, ready to respond as soon as the first flakes begin to fall. Their efforts will be crucial in keeping main roads passable and minimizing disruptions. Fine-tuning the rain-snow line will be a key focus in the final hours before the storm. Small shifts in temperature or track could mean big changes in what falls from the sky, so forecasters will be watching the latest data closely. Stay alert for last-minute updates as the storm approaches. Make sure you have emergency supplies on hand, charge your devices, and check in on neighbors who may need extra help. This nor'easter could be one for the record books, so preparation is key. When it comes to forecasting major winter storms, two of the most trusted weather models are the European, often called the Euro, and the American GFS. Comparing these models reveals subtle but important differences in the storm's timing, track, and intensity, which can have a big impact on what people experience on the ground. Meteorologists spend hours analyzing these differences, knowing that even a small shift in the models can mean the difference between a dusting and a foot of snow for millions. The Euro model is showing a potent, broad system with heavy snow arriving later Friday, and a deepening low-pressure system just off the New Jersey coast by Saturday. This scenario brings a classic nor'easter setup, with moisture streaming in from the Atlantic and cold air locked in place, setting the stage for widespread significant snowfall. According to the Euro, areas like D.C. and Northern Virginia may find themselves right on the edge of the heaviest snow, possibly seeing a sharp cutoff in totals. Meanwhile, eastern Pennsylvania and much of New England are in the bullseye, with the potential for blizzard conditions and deep snowpack that could disrupt travel and daily life for days. The American GFS model, on the other hand, predicts a faster-moving and more intense storm. In this scenario, heavy snow starts earlier, and the model even hints at the development of a bomb cyclone, a rapidly intensifying storm off the coast. This would mean stronger winds, higher snowfall rates, and a greater risk of power outages, especially for cities like D.C. and Baltimore. Despite their differences, both models agree on one thing: widespread snow totals of 6 to 12 inches are likely, with even higher amounts possible in the heaviest snow bands. These accumulations could lead to hazardous travel, school closures, and significant disruptions across the region. The timing differences between the models are crucial, affecting not just when the worst conditions hit, but also when the storm finally exits New England. This can influence everything from emergency response to when people can safely dig out and return to normal routines. To create the most accurate forecast, meteorologists blend these model solutions, weighing each model's historical strengths and weaknesses. They use their experience and local knowledge to adjust for known biases, aiming to provide the public with the most reliable information possible. The result is a high-impact winter event that will affect millions. But as new data comes in, the details will continue to evolve. Staying updated is key as the forecast is fine-tuned in the hours leading up to the storm. As the storm winds down late Saturday or early Sunday, its impacts will linger, digging out, restoring power, and bracing for a fresh blast of Arctic air. The snowpack will stick around as frigid temperatures settle in, with only a brief mid-week warm-up before cold returns. Long-range models suggest this is just the start of a prolonged cold, stormy pattern for the east, possibly lasting through month's end. Another nor'easter could develop around December 22nd, raising the chance of a white Christmas in areas unaccustomed to it. Larger atmospheric patterns like the Madden-Julian oscillation and a weakening polar vortex are reinforcing the cold. If the polar vortex weakens further, more Arctic air could plunge south, setting up severe cold snaps. Winter's grip is just beginning. Prepare for more storms and cold ahead. Looking back at past storms helps us understand what's possible. The January 2025 Arctic outbreak brought record snow to the Gulf Coast and bitter cold to the south, showing that extreme events can strike anywhere. After the snow, life-threatening cold followed, bursting pipes and straining infrastructure. The Northeast remembers Miller B. nor'easters that dumped feet of snow and shut down cities for days. Even rare events like a white Christmas in North Carolina have happened. 2010 brought 6 or 8 inches, and Wilmington saw 15 inches in 1989. These storms are more than trivia, they're lessons in preparedness. The atmosphere can surprise us, and history often repeats itself. Respect the forecast and be ready for the unexpected. With a major storm looming, preparation is key. Don't wait until the snow starts. Stay informed with trusted forecasts and have multiple ways to receive alerts. Avoid travel during the storm. If you must go out, ensure your car is winter-ready and pack emergency supplies. At home, prepare for power outages. Stock up on food, water, batteries, and never use generators or grills indoors. Check on neighbors and make plans for pets. After the storm, prevent frozen pipes by letting taps drip and keeping cabinets open. Dress in layers and watch for signs of frostbite and hypothermia when shoveling. Simple precautions now will help you weather the storm and its aftermath safely.